Stats, day and age, I get to use my tablet. Okay, all right, somebody shoot, what do you got? Who's up?
Coach, you didn't shy away from saying the expectations. This was the expectation to be the top team in the league, and now that you guys have accomplished that, I'm sure it's got to be a good feeling for you guys.
Yeah, it feels great. Still a long way to go, right? You're gonna hear me be that, the humble guy in this situation. Definitely don't want to gloat and go too crazy, but super proud of this organization, super proud of the fan base, the coaching staff, and the players. What a tremendous job to see us come from a loss at home, our first game of the season, to Philadelphia, and then full circle versus Philadelphia in a huge game. That was Arena football at its finest. Saw a lot of things there that probably people haven't seen before, but nonetheless, I'm just so proud of what is just the beginning. I mean, the hashtag building an empire, all that good stuff, this is just the beginning. But regular season champs, #1 seed going into playoffs, both on and off the field. You can't beat that. I'll take it any day.
Coach, knowing you weren't going to have the ball first in the second half, how big is that safety to get you 2 touchdowns before they even see the ball?
Huge. A safety in this game is, it's a huge momentum shift. In the outdoor game, if you get a safety, well, when you kick off, you're still kicking off 80 yards deep. Who knows if the team is going to even cross midfield? Hey, you just concede pretty much 2 points. Here, you're pretty much conceding 9. And that's the difficult part of that safety. So that was huge. And then the wherewithal for all the players to know how to argue safety. Coaches can't be on the field during special teams. So these guys have learned. I mean, this has been 6 months of just pouring as much information of Arena football into them as we possibly could. But that was huge. To go up 2 scores in 2 possessions, knowing that we lost the coin toss. The coin toss, for those who don't know, is humongous in Arena football. And so there was a stretch there where I think we lost 5 coin tosses in a row. And to lose another one, hey, heads up, it's all good. We'll strive for it, but we knew that was going to be a big momentum shift.
That lead went from 20 to 6 at the blink of the eye in the last minute. What was the message on the bench, knowing you guys just had a rough go with this team the last time you were in this building?
That's Arena football, and these guys know it. And so, look, it's all about highs and lows and ebbs and flows, and you just got to manage the game. And so, basically what they did, they had a check. We brought all 8 players up, and we knew that they were going to kick it deep. And then it's just a sprint. It's a mad dash sprint. We got that ball, the game's probably over because they only have 3 timeouts. And if you get a first down, there's nothing that they can do. And so kicking it deep, they knew that was going to be just a beeline to the ball. We actually were there first. We just we missed the ball. So the walls are out of bounds in special teams. So the coaching point is to hit the ball out of bounds, and then it's a dead ball. But we didn't, and they got it. And then look, come off the field, and the first thing I did was run all the guys' body language. We talked about that all week, that why compound a negative thing by putting your head down and slunking and being, upset. Hey, we're going to do this all over again. Now there's another onside kick that we have to get, and then we have to score again. And so I'm proud of them. I'm really proud of them because we've lost 3 games this year on literally the last play of the game. And for us to battle through this and to see that, I would rather have this happen this way than be 12-0 because we are battle tested. And much like you would tell any of your kids, I think the proudest moment of any parent or any teacher is when you see them work through stuff to then get the success that they deserve. I'm super proud of them.
Coach, how big is it to have a guy like Benson who comes up clutch in those short yard situations there?
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm going to look at the stats here, talk about Benson. This is the difference of what we had happen last game. So we scored at will last game, right? So we scored 76 points or whatever, 75 points last time. We had 15 total rushing attempts. And this is basically what you're doing, is we're trying to manage the clock. So what happens is when we score so quick, our defense has to come back on the field. And then it's 8 or 9 plays, and then we score so quick, and then our defense comes back on the field. So Benson is a guy who can help us control the clock, and he can get first downs by running the football. So he is another dimension to our offense that we didn't have before. And it was huge to pick him up. We're constantly making this team better, and that's the goal that we said from Jump Street with the coaches, that no matter what moves we had to make, we're going to be willing to do that to give up the good to get great. And Benson is a great fullback. He won a championship last year with Philadelphia. He knows what it takes to win, and he wanted to be here with a lot of his buddies. And I tell you what, he's a loaded. He is, and he's a true Arena football player, true Arena football fullback. And I'm glad that the fans are embracing him the way they are. It's fun when big guys score.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Yes.
So, by you requiring Benson, like you mentioned, are you going to implement more running plays?
Yeah, absolutely. So, there's a lot of things that come off the running plays. So for us tonight, I think the best thing that we did was just manage the clock. We managed the clock. This is the first game, for those who don't know or are keeping score. It's the first game that we scored on every single possession. We didn't do that. So this is the first game, the game that meant the most, that we scored every time we touched the football. That is huge, and that's one of our goals. And if there was a board and you're right behind this, you flip it around, and one of our goals is to score on every possession. And that's huge. I mean, we didn't get stopped. That's how exciting and strong this offense is. So whatever we need to do to get the ball in the end zone, we're going to do it, whether it's run or throw or 2-point conversions or whatever it takes.
Coach, what did you think of the crowd, especially late? They were into it and they knew what was at stake, but then to be able to host the Arena Bowl if you do get there in this building.
Well, we're going to have 2 more games, and I think we've already made the decision, so everybody knows now the plan, what's going to be ahead, that we're going to go to Washington first. And we go to Washington, we're going to go to Washington this weekend, whether it's a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday game, whatever it might be. We're going to come back here, I believe it's July 14th, is we're going to have our game. And then, or 21st, excuse me. The 21st is when we're going to have our home game versus Washington, and then hopefully we did everything we needed to do to then host the Arena Bowl on July 28th. So with that being said, we want to respect Washington, but the fans are awesome, and I think it's just going to grow and grow and grow. I mean, this is something, I was worried about the July 4th weekend falling on a Wednesday. Are people going to go vacation before, or are they going to go vacation after, or whatever it might be? So to have a holiday week, to have the crowd that we did, is awesome. And I think it's just going to grow and get better, and I expect a sellout crowd here July 21st. Code orange, we're going to do orange again. We love wearing the orange for the fans, and we'll see where the chips fall there.
What does it mean for you guys to do all of this year one?
It's big. For me, I think every coach can pull, or any person can pull for personal struggle in their life, whatever it might be. All these players, there's probably only about 2 or 3 guys in that room that have championship rings. So we created a team that's hungry. And I think when this all started, the vision was kind of implanted in me when I got hired by the ownership group about what this team was going to be. It was give the people something that they are missing, filling a void, be the best professional sports team in an area that doesn't have a lot of professional sports. So I took it upon ourselves. The coaching staff was saying, this is just bigger than arena football. This could be a beautiful thing with this city. It's the capital of New York. We take that very, very seriously. Our colors, obviously, the New York State flag colors. I mean, everything is done specifically for a reason. I think the front office has done a great job of including the fans. But to do this all in the first year, and still a lot to go, I think you're seeing the building blocks of what we really mean by building an empire. This is something that, some people think you're crazy when you have this vision at the beginning. But at the end of the day, we knew it was going to come true if we just followed the proper steps in the process.
Coach, to have a 2-game series in the playoffs, does that change up your preparation or anything, or does anything differently go into those 2 games?
It's funny because we knew this was going to be the situation about 6 months ago. So mentally, we're already prepared for this. We knew, it's not like they just kind of popped this on us at the last second. If they said we had to play in the parking lot, I figured out a way to try to win. That's just how you do it as a coach. So for us, I think the biggest thing is Washington just beat Baltimore. Baltimore had everything to play for. If Philadelphia beat us tonight and Baltimore won, Baltimore would be the #1 seed. So it's not like Baltimore took it easy tonight. The week before, we were down 14-0 to Washington. It's all about getting hot at the right time. And it'd be like in the NBA. It'd be like an 8 seed beating a 1 seed. It can happen any day of the week, and especially in a 4-7 game series, whatever it is. So we got to make sure that, I think the biggest talk is there's a big difference in playing to win and playing not to lose. And so we want to play to win. And so we're not going to take anybody lightly. We're going to go down there and do the best we possibly can, then know what we have to go up against when we come back. And if it's win by X amount or just win or whatever it might be, or not lose by whatever, I don't like that. It's just be aggressive all the time. And that's what we're teaching these guys here. We've been waiting the whole time.
Thank you. After the safety, hit the ball back and got on the field, score. 2-point conversion on a little bit of a trick play.
Yeah.
Is that designed just specifically for tonight, or has that been in your back pocket for a while?
Yeah, I mean, it's designed tonight. This is the stuff that we watch film on. I got a little greedy, tried it twice. Probably shouldn't have done it the second time. I think emotion got the best of me there, and I'm not afraid to say that because I got to get better every day too. But yeah, the first time that we did it, we knew, hey, it was a momentum swing. They were dejected. That's when you probably do the face that you do. That's what other teams would do to us. If it's a quick score, kickoff return, or a defensive touchdown, everybody's kind of running out there, putting their helmets on, everybody's discombobulated. We got to be prepared for those things, and we're prepared for it. And then to go up in half, 30-14, that's a big deal. With the momentum in our favor. What I loved about it all night, the crowd was in it all night. And so those are things also too to get your crowd pumped up. And what I wanted to make sure we limited was deep passes down the field, because those can take the wind out of the crowd sails. I didn't want any trick plays. on their end, because that can take the wind out of our sails. But how do I keep things up? We wanted to be aggressive all night to keep the crowd into it, and they were definitely the ninth man tonight, and they proved it with helping us get the W.
All good?
Right? All right, y'all.